The energy industry stands as one of the most insidious systems of control, structured not to advance human progress, but to extract wealth and maintain dominance over societies. At its core, this industry thrives on the suppression of innovation and the perpetuation of inefficiency. Fossil fuels, nuclear power, and other traditional energy sources are not the pinnacle of human achievement, but deliberate choices made by those in power to ensure centralized control and maximize profits. The global dependence on oil, coal, and gas is not rooted in necessity, but in manipulation. Clean, sustainable, and decentralized energy technologies have existed for decades, yet they remain suppressed, hidden, or discredited by corporate and governmental powers that understand the threat these technologies pose to their hegemony. The suppression of free energy concepts, ranging from Tesla's pioneering work with electromagnetic fields to more recent advances in zero point energy extraction, proves this point beyond question. Technologies that could harness ambient energy or tap into abundant natural forces like the Earth's magnetic field or atmospheric electricity have been systematically dismantled or relegated to the realm of pseudoscience. This is not because they lack scientific validity, but because they disrupt the existing profit driven paradigm. Decentralized energy would eliminate the need for monopolized grids, erode the financial empires built on fossil fuel extraction, and empower individuals and communities with independence. Such autonomy is antithetical to the goals of the ruling elite, who rely on dependence to ensure obedience. The petroleum industry, for example, is not merely a source of energy, but a cornerstone of geopolitical manipulation. Wars are fought, governments are overthrown, and entire regions are destabilized to secure control over oil reserves and maintain artificial scarcity. The environmental consequences of fossil fuel consumption, pollution, climate destabilization, and ecosystem destruction are not unforeseen side effects but calculated risks deemed acceptable in the pursuit of profit. Alternative energy sources, such as solar, wind, and hydroelectric power, are heavily restricted by policy, regulation, and corporate lobbying to ensure they remain supplemental rather than revolutionary. The narrative of insufficient efficiency or unfeasibility is perpetuated to keep these technologies in the shadows. Furthermore, nuclear energy, often hailed as a modern solution, is a Trojan horse. While marketed as clean and efficient, it is laden with catastrophic risks, long term waste management issues, and astronomical costs. Its primary value lies not in energy production, but in its connection to the development of nuclear weapons and the control it affords over nations that depend on enriched uranium or plutonium. The proliferation of nuclear technology has less to do with advancing humanity and more to do with maintaining geopolitical leverage. Even within the renewable energy sector, corruption prevails. Governments and corporations invest in technologies like solar and wind, not to empower individuals, but to centralize control over these resources through sprawling solar farms, wind farms, and utility scale infrastructure. Decentralized energy solutions, small scale solar panels, localized wind turbines, or individual energy storage systems, are deliberately underfunded or obstructed by zoning laws, building codes, and financial barriers. The energy industry's survival depends on keeping people tethered to the grid, ensuring that autonomy remains out of reach. At the heart of this suppression lies the monopolization of patents and intellectual property. Corporations routinely buy and bury patents for technologies that threaten their dominance. Inventors and researchers who attempt to bring disruptive technologies to market face lawsuits, gag orders, or even personal threats. Governments, often in collusion with corporate interests, classify energy related discoveries under the guise of national security to prevent their dissemination. The deliberate stifling of progress is not accidental. It is a coordinated effort to ensure that energy remains a tool of control. The psychological manipulation surrounding energy consumption further ensures compliance. The public is inundated with propaganda promoting responsible consumption and green initiatives, shifting the burden of environmental responsibility onto individuals rather than addressing the systemic corruption at the heart of the industry. Meanwhile, the energy oligarchs continue to pollute and exploit on an industrial scale, shielded by their influence over media, policy, and public discourse. The energy industry, as it exists today, is not a necessary evil, but a manufactured system of exploitation. The technologies to free humanity from its grasp already exist. The knowledge to harness clean, abundant, and decentralized energy is not science fiction, but suppressed reality. The barriers to progress are not technical, but political and economic, erected by those who understand that true energy independence would dismantle their empires of control. To see this system for what it truly is requires the courage to question the narratives we have been fed and the intellectual integrity to recognize that the energy industry, in its current form, is a prison masquerading as a utility.